Hey there, everybody. Today I'm going to take you through how to use an SVG file and take it from something you've purchased from Etsy or somewhere else and use it with Cricut Design Space. It's really not so difficult, but you do have to understand the process. So let's go ahead and take a look. So when I have something that sells on Etsy or from my website, what I give people is an access file. So that comes in the form of a PDF, which is something like this. So this is something that you will get from your Etsy downloads. So you'll have to find it in your Etsy downloads first. Let me show you how to do that, and then we'll go from there. So you're going to go onto your Etsy account. Make sure that you're logged in under the same place that you purchased it from. And then you're going to click on the part where it says your account and then go down to purchases and reviews. From here, you'll have a list of your purchases. So this is where you're going to view your downloads. So you can see I bought some mock-ups for some of the apparel items that I have in my Etsy shop. This is where you're going to click on your access file if that's the way it is. Otherwise, they may actually have, like if it's just a small handful of images, it may even just be those specific files available for you here. But you would click View Downloads, and then you're going to download your PDF file or whatever from right here. So again, you're going from your account into the purchases, and then you're going to find your downloads from there. All right, so I'll show you what mine looks like. So I have, and this is just something I've created using Canva, but it's a pretty standard thing for me. So I have the thank you so much for your order. I've got an image of what it is, a reminder that it's for personal use only, and then a little how-to on how to access them. So this will be helpful if your person that you're purchasing from has put something in there. Make sure to read that because there may be some key details that are important for you. For mine though, all we do is we click on this link here, and this is going to take us to a Goole Drive. And then from here, we have the zip files for the PNG files and the SVG files. So for Cricut, you can use PNG or SVG. The difference is that the PNG file is not going to scale quite as well as the SVG. SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics, and that's something that will be usable for you from the smallest amount up to the largest amount of size. So you're going to click onto this and then download. So there's this in Goole Drive here, and this may look a little different if you're using a PC. I'm on a Mac right now, but you're going to click that download here. As soon as that's done, it's going to show up in your downloads folder. So that's going to be the same between PC and Mac, but you're going to open up in your downloads folder. Now mine, it looks like it automatically extracted the files, but if you have a PC, what you'll have to do is click on this zip folder and then right click, and then over here it'll say extract files. Another way to do it on a Mac is just to double click the zip, and that will work too. So there it duplicated. Okay, so in here in this folder, we have all of the different colors of the SVG files. Now with Cricut Design Space, you're not actually going to need any more than just one color because you can change the color within Design Space. So let's jump over there and I'll show you what to do. All right, so we're going to open up Cricut Design Space. So to start a new project, you're going to click up here in the corner, New Project, and you may have had to sign in. You don't have to pay for a membership or anything. Just go ahead and sign in. That will save all of your project data. Okay, I'm going to go from a blank canvas, but you could always use, like if you're making a t-shirt and you wanted that base to use it with your SVG file, you could use that, and it's just going to give you an image of that shirt so that you can kind of visualize the whole thing better. But I'm going to start with a blank canvas. So start designing. Now this is very simple. All we're going to do is go to the upload over here. We're going to click upload, and then we're going to find the image from our downloads folder. So click upload image. We're going to browse, or you can drag it in. So if you already have it open in your folder, you can go ahead and get it from there. And then you would just click and drag. That's one way to do it. Now it does look a little bit blurry here because this is an SVG file. It will not stay that way when you go to pull it in. Either with the ping, as long as it's transparent, and the SVG, you won't have to do any work to get rid of like the dead space either, which is really nice. But the other way to do it is to go again to that upload image, and then browse, and then you can find it from there. So ours was in the downloads, there's the folder, and then we can pull it in from here and press open. Okay, so we don't actually have to do any editing with this because it is that SVG file. So press continue. And you can see here, it's all a transparent background. So that black or kind of gray and white checkered shows the empty space. So this is what it's gonna cut around. And then we hit upload, and it's gonna bring it into our design. Now this you cannot see very much of. It looks very, very big. So what we're gonna do is make it something that we can work with. So up here is a size. You're gonna click that, and then you're just gonna type in like 12. Okay, so a shirt, if you're putting in something on a t-shirt, you're gonna want it to be around 11 inches wide at the most. If you've got an extra large or 2XL, 3XL, you can probably go up to 12 inches wide. But generally speaking, you're gonna want like 10.5, 11 inches wide for your image, okay? So I just put 12 in here just to make it easy, but then you can size it down, up or down, and see everything here. Oh, there we go, click and drag. Okay, so there's our image, and you can see that the bigger we go, it's still going to be very, very crisp and clear in the lines. That's because it is that scalable vector graphic. So that's the big key difference between the SVG and the PNG. If we did a PNG file, it would still work. However, it may not scale quite as well if you were going to make something really, really big. So this is how people will put things on like billboards and stuff like that and still maintain that crisp, clear image. But again, that size here, you're just going to go down to like 11.5, making sure that this lock is locked. If you unlock it, it's going to change your proportions. So you're going to make things really skinny or really wide depending on how you move things. So you can, if you accidentally do that, you can always Control Z, and that will take care of that. Okay, and then you're ready to make your cut. So you'll go up to make. You can save it if you want. Just name it whatever makes sense for what you're making. And then it's going to bring your image up on the screen here. So then it's going to bring your image up on the screen here. Now, if you are doing iron-on HTV, you're going to want to make sure that you mirror your image. So click over here on the left side and hit mirror image. Now this is showing on a 12 by 24 inch mat. It's probably because the image was a little bit too long. So what we would do then, if we only have a 12 by 12 mat and we want it to fit on that easily, is we would just cancel out of this and we would make our image a little bit smaller. So the height was where there was an issue. So if we had it at the 11.5, whoops, I forgot to lock it. So we're gonna just Control Z, do this again, and lock the proportions and type in 11.5. I think the max that you can do on the Cricut 12 by 12 mat is 11.5 inches. But let's see if this makes the difference. Yes, so now it's showing on a 12 by 12 mat. But HTV, you want to mirror it. That way, when you have it cut out, the sticky side that's going to get ironed on is going to be what hits your shirt. So make sure that you have that mirror on. If you're just doing like a vinyl piece to put on your car window or something like that, you leave the mirror off because the sticky side is going to be down while it's being cut. All right. So that's that. If you guys have any questions about this, please let me know. If this was helpful for you, go ahead and smash that like button. We greatly appreciate you joining us on your journey. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy crafting. Bye.